Hi Taurus, welcome to your month ahead tarot with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel. I would be eternally grateful for it. For those of you that are continued subbies, thank you so much for all of your continued support. It truly means the world. If you would like to book a personal tarot reading with me, you can do so on the website addressed below. And if you would like to donate to the channel for any of these videos, you can also do so at the web link below. Before we start, I would like to bless both of these decks with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So let's see what November has in store for you, Taurus. First card out, actions and interactions with the world at large. Okay, and you get the 10 of Pentacles. I mean, could you ask for any more than that? So this month, Taurus, you are chasing the money. You are chasing the stability and the security. And I really like this for you. And the reason I really like this, because the feeling that I get from it is like everything's been really uncertain for you guys. You've been dealing with this whole Uranus transit, which you will continue to deal with for the next 7 years, as I keep saying. And the reason I keep saying is because it's important and it really is unsettling a lot of your energy. And I kind of feel like a lot of you have taken my advice. I said to roll with the punches, to go with what comes up, to, you know, to feel your way through it. And, you know, it's not usually a word that people kind of associate with Taurus in that respect, but you are feeling your way through it. And what I feel like is like this week, this month actually, you're saying to yourself, right, okay, you know what? I've had it with this crap and now I'm taking life by the proverbial bull horns and we're going to dance, we're going to tango. Life, let's do this. I understand it's not going to be easy. I understand things are going to come left of field, but you are doing it. Your actions and your interactions this month with the 10 of Pentacles is basically saying, all right, I get it. Things are going to be unstable for a while. So you know what? I'm going to make them stable for myself. And by doing that, by adapting to the energy that is rolling through your lives at the moment, you've regulated it and you're like, okay, so it's doing this. So I'm going to do this. You know, and it's like you found your groove, you found your way to do things. You're taking life by the horns and saying, right, if everything's going to be uncertain, I'm not going to do what I've always done. I am going to be changeable. I am going to, you know, I'm going to start to learn and to adapt to what it means to be able to change things, what it means to be able to do things spontaneously and not cling to what I know 100%. This is you taking your power back this month. This is you really discovering what it means to co-create your destiny, to be in control. The 10 of Pentacles is a great card because it's financial stability, financial abundance, it's material abundance, it's the happy dwelling, the happy home. And this is effectively you saying, look, you know what? I might not be getting that experience from outside, but I'm going to do my damnedest to make sure that I'm having that experience from inside. And when you start to have that experience from in here, life has it's got no choice but to play ball with you. And it looks like this month you take your power back by really doing that and living in that experience, which I absolutely love for you. I love, love, love this for you. So let's have a look at money and materials. Yeah, the other words that I'm hearing as well, it's almost like you're chasing the dream. You know what it is now. You've been able to define it and now you're going for it. You're going after it. Money and materials, you get the Emperor. I mean, this just kind of validates that, doesn't it? It just backs it up. Who is the Emperor? The Emperor represents the sign of Aries. But as an experience, the Emperor is effectively you saying, right, I'm going to get committed to my goal. I'm going to get committed to what it is that I want to do and what it is that I want to achieve. So to back up this security that you're creating for yourself, you're now asserting yourself in the world and saying, right, okay, I am going to put this stamp on. I am going to make sure that everybody understands who I am, and I'm going to make sure that life understands what I want from it and what I need from it. Money and materials with the Emperor. This is basically saying finances will be good this month. Finances will be great when you see these two cards together. I almost feel like for those of you that are partnered, the partner's finances go through an upswing. Money starts to get good for them, but it also starts to get good for you. And it's almost like you're getting committed to, to achieving and to making this abundance for yourself. This is going to be a really powerful month for you. And the Emperor there in the money and materials is kind of like it's saying, I will create in the physical world what I am now starting to cultivate within myself. It's almost like the image that I'm getting is it's like you're treating yourself like a garden, and you're making yourself feel good, and it's like, oh, okay, so I know how I can work with that energy. I wouldn't have been able to do that before. You're praising yourself, you're patting yourself on the back, you are counseling yourself and really starting to get an understanding of just how amazing you are at all of the things that you do. And by doing so, you get committed to this idea that you have in your head of what your life should look like. By your standards, not anybody else's. Remember that Emperor represents the sign of Aries. Aries is about the self, in some respects, even some say the ego. But I'm talking about the self. So you're looking at your life and you're saying, right, now that I know how to roll with this energy and, move with the punches and all the rest of it, I'm going to take that energy, I'm going to cultivate myself and my inner world, and I'm going to make my physical life look how I believe it should look, not should by society or anybody else's standards, by my own standards or your own standards. Beautiful. So your communications with the world at large, let's see what you get. Oh, I mean, really? Could you ask for any more? You get the 10 of Cups. So you've got like two of literally the best cards in the entire deck. Your communications are blessed this month. You know what to say, you know how to say it, you know how to speak to authority figures. For those of you that are going for loans and all the rest of it, try and wait till after the 16th when Venus finally goes direct, because I feel like, obviously Venus rules money and all the rest of it. But this is beautiful. This says that your communications are blessed. You know how to find the right words. And that might not necessarily be something that people usually attribute to Taurus. But this month you just get it. You just know what to say. You just know what people need to hear. And it kind of looks to me like you're taking, whether you work for someone, whether you work for yourself, everything seems to just take an elevated step up this month. Everything just seems to get better and easier and smoother. I mean, this is beautiful. If you had a great month in September with the cards that came up, this would suggest that you're going to have even better than September. And a lot of you were still like, oh, well, I'm waiting to have this best month of my life. And some people, I even had a couple of people say like, oh, that's bullshit. Okay, fair enough. But I know a lot of Taurians that had a really great September, like a really great one. According to these cards and what's coming through, November is going to be a really great month for you, a really powerful month for you. And in large part, it's due to you taking this responsibility and saying, look, you know what? I might not be able to control the outside stuff, but I'm going to control the internal stuff. And because I can do that, yeah, I can keep Uranus on its toes as opposed to it keeping me on mine. It's a really, really exciting experience. Heart and half, closest relationships, 3 of Swords. For some of you, this is a separation. For some of you that are partnered or married or whatever, this is you really making the step to say, look, you know what? If we're going to be happy together, it's going to require this, or it's going to require us to go our separate ways. It's almost like Taurus has kind of come to its own senses and said, look, going forward, this is what I'm going to require in order to be, do, and have this. And you're now saying to yourself, right, okay, that's cool. I can see the end goal. I can now work with this energy that's been challenging up until now. And because I can do that, I know how I'm going to best achieve this goal. If you're not able to get on board with that or to support me with it, unfortunately, I'm going to have to leave you to the wayside. This could be family members, especially family members as well. The reason I say that, because the 10 of Cups represents the family. We're talking about your heart and half. So for some of you, this will be about your personal relationship. For those of you that are single, this is you detaching yourself from the idea of what you traditionally expected, wanted and needed from a relationship. This month you're asking yourself, you're actually saying to yourself, whoa, my idea of what the happy, perfect relationship was has strayed pretty far from what I actually believe it is. It's like you're questioning your beliefs about what relationships are, what they mean to you, what you require from a relationship, what you're prepared to give to one. You know, this sees you asking some really big fundamental questions. And that's really good. It's really powerful because it means that you're in a really good space for creating this abundance that, you know, that is on your path effectively. Really, really exciting, really exciting. So your first week of November, the Fool card, new things, new places, new people, new ways of doing things, right underneath the 10 of Pentacles. And the funny thing is as well, we were talking about the Uranus energy. Uranus energy is represented by the Fool and by the Tower. They're two sides of a coin, and the Fool card usually brings you something beneficial, something that you can work with. And this, I feel, comes off of the back of your hard work. I kind of feel like almost like a headhunting energy, or somebody's going to say, wow, actually I really like the way you do things, can I work with you? Or actually, you know what, I've got some work for you. Really good, really awesome. This is like recognition for how hard you've been working and battling through stuff. Second week of November, Justice card. The Justice card right underneath the Emperor. Now that's really interesting to me because the Emperor's Aries, Justice is Libra, and in the zodiac this is how they sit, right? You know, they're direct opposites in the zodiac. So your money and your materials is about you getting committed to what your idea is, or your ideas of abundance and financial stuff, but also taking charge and taking the lead. This is you approaching official people. The Justice card underneath is basically saying once you make the decision to follow the path that you can see yourself on, or rather that you can see the end goal of, once you make that decision, all the right things and right people and right contracts start to rush in to start to help you and to start to say, right, okay, now you've made the decision, I'm going to start to facilitate that. Really, really, really interesting and very exciting as well. You know, because that's true balance. Libra is all about balance, justice, what's good for me, what's good for you, what's fair for us. Underneath the Emperor, it's like you're committed to getting the best for you and for other people. Beautiful. It's almost like you remember your purpose this month. Third week of November, you get the Tower card. Tower card right underneath the 10 of Cups. For some of you, the home may well be rocked. The home, and you know, the home environment, the happy home environment might have, you know, something that comes along and rocks it. You know, we were talking about the two ends of the spectrum. And there's the Tower card. Underneath your communications, underneath the 10 of Cups, if difficult communication comes into the home, I want you to remember that the home is your power base. The home is where you come from. And if that's coming from inside, or if it comes from outside and tries to affect the inside, remember to keep your space clear. Remember to keep your space impenetrable. This is the third week of November. Have as little interaction with outside people as possible. If you can, don't invite anybody round. And the reason I say that is because it feels to me like the third week of November, you're going to need that place to retreat to. And if your home's constantly full of other people, you're not going to get the rest, the relaxation, or the shelter or the protection that you feel like you might need. So the third week of November, do not have people over. It's not the week for it. And then finally, the fourth week of November, the Magician. Look at this. Beautiful, beautiful. This kind of tells me that you can transform this energy of the Three of Swords. You can change this. If you have, you know, a difficult time with a partner, if for those of you that are partnered, or you have, you know, in terms of those of you that are single, you're already changing your ideas of what you want from a relationship. The fourth week of November sees you really able to communicate that. This is what I want from a partner. This is what I need from a partner. And by defining that and defining it clearly, it's almost like you'll start to draw in the right person that's going to be able to fill that gap, fill that space for you. But for those of you that are partnered, this is the, you know, it's interesting because it kind of suggests that there's a split or a separation, but the Magician card there in the 4th week underneath kind of suggests that actually, if you talk it out and if you are honest and open in your communication, you will get the best result. And what is the best result? You know, ultimately, if it's a healthy relationship, the best result is that you stay together. So, you know, that's interesting to say the least. And then finally, your key to the month, you get the Universe card. I love this card because it represents the World card in the Rider-Waite Tarot deck. And the Universe basically comes when you say, I'm drawing a line under it, I know where I'm going, and I know I'm about to ascend. And this comes back to this. I said to you, you know, in order for you to go forward, you're going to have to maybe let something go. And that tends to be the case. The reason things are removed from our life is to make space for what's coming in. The World card or the Universe card it's like you draw a line in an old chapter and you say, right, that was then and this is now, and you elevate a level. But it also gives you the understanding that the way that you elevate, the way that you rise up, the way that you step up a level is by letting go of who you used to be in favor of who you choose to be. Remembering your purpose, understanding who you are, finally rolling with the punches, understanding how to work with this energy and saying, right, okay, now I've got a handle on this. I know what I should be according to my standards, who I am. I now know what it is to master myself, and therefore I'm going to go on and conquer the world. That's how this stuff works. Transmute the inner and you will discover how to bend and shape all of the outer. There is no spoon and all of that. Anyway, I wish you an abundance of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance itself. Let me know in the comments how this shapes up for you. I'm really, really intrigued. You know, I know a lot of Taurians and I'll be keeping my eye on you lot to see how it shapes up for you. Take care. All the best.